Shalom on the south, souls by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kodash, double honors to the apostle, great most and honors you brothers doing the work, the most in truth, in sincerity. Yahweh is the raw name of whom the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh. His raw name is Yahweh. The son's true name is Yahushua, and when we pray, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahmani in, harmony that and Sham, meaning names Yahweh, and the name of Yahushua. It says King Charles acknowledges Commonwealth's painful history with slavery on summit agenda, right? And an acknowledgement, even an apology, isn't enough. Even reparations isn't enough, right? I'm gonna get into the scriptures, on that, right? Because scripture says, plain simply, right? He who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, right? These Edomites haven't paid for any of their crimes. They've just been, building up a tab, if you will. Right, and the Lord is getting ready to ask for that payment. The Lord's is getting ready to ask for that payment. Right, so it says, Britain's King Charles said on Friday the Commonwealth should acknowledge its painful history as African and Caribbean nations continue to advocate for reparations for the country's role in the Atlantic slave trade. Right, representatives of 56 countries, most with roots in Britain's empire, are attending the Commonwealth Head of Government meeting that began in Samoa on Monday. Right, and that's interesting because they keep kind of, talk about the so-called black nations, as these racist societies, wherever these blacks are, right? But where is it? Because these devils, which got called out, I think it was in Australia, right? One of the, I forget exactly what it was. You can look it up, right? Because this man's done indigenous people all over the world dirty, right? This Edomite says, I understand from listening to people across the Commonwealth how the most painful aspects of our past continue to resonate, right? And this is it. These devils, man, they speak funny, right? And what I mean by that is, if you notice there how that was phrased like, oh, painful past, and he doesn't care, right? That's just the thing with E. He doesn't care. Let me read from 20, right? It says, Psalms 55 and 20, he hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. Right? And you look at how this man dealt with our brothers Gad and Reuben, right? Making treaty after treaty after treaty, right? And just like breaking that, right? Because he can't be trusted, right? Scriptures are plain on. It says, Sirach 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? So this right, he'll basically, what's going to go say this as though he humbled himself and go crouching, right? So he'll be humble, right? He'll say what he needs to say to you, right? It says, yet take good heed of him and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Sit him not by thee, right, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, right? And that's the nature of this Edomite, man. Okay, here it is. He'll stab you in the back, and then just like pretend like you never even existed. It says, when he hath overthrown thee, he stand in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to overtake thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Right, you be like, because you get people that don't believe this Edomite is the devil, right? But he's gonna show himself to be such real soon, right? And then whilst we're reading this, we're seeing that one, he doesn't care, right? So let's finish this in Psalms 55, right? Psalms 55 and 21 now says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right? So this Edomite knows, he knows how to speak. He knows how to, make you feel comfortable, make you feel nice, right? So you don't think about exactly what it is, that he's got planned, right? But that's what the scriptures say, that we are not in darkness, right? And what it also says, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Right, so when we see these Edomites do something or say something, right, we're filtering it. We're like, okay, well, first things first, we're like, yo, this is coming from the devil, right? And what did you just read? Never trust thine enemy, right? So we're like, wait, this is coming from this devil, right? Therefore, I got to take everything that is said here, right, with a pinch of salt, right? And then to go and filter it through the scriptures, right? And actually have a critical thinking, use a critical thinking lens, right? When consuming information that this devil gives out, okay? Yeah, back to the article, right? It says, I understand from listening to people across the Commonwealth how the most painful aspects of our past continue to resonate. The reason why I said I found that funny is it's just like, bro, like stop with the words, right? And that's one of the things that English language allows you to do. It allows you to, what's the word, like waffle around, beat around the bush. It allows you to beat around the bush, right? Because he's basically, he's not apologizing. He's not even really saying anything. Right, here it is. It's like, bro, like, yeah, we put y'all in slavery. Sorry. It says, it is vital, therefore, that we understand our history to guide us towards making the right choices in the future, right? It says, opponents of reparations payments say countries should not be held responsible for historical wrongs, while those in favor say the legacy of slavery has led to vast and persistent racial inequality today. And these Edomites be living fat today, man. Right? Yeah, you got a whole bunch that are down bad, right? But when you look at the general wealth of the West, right, it came from slavery. It came from rape, robbery, and pillaging, right? And the scripture says, "The thief cometh not, right, but to steal and to kill." And that's the MO of this Edomite, man. Okay, riches are got by deceit. Let's grab that. Right, this is Sirach 10:8. This is because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. So basically saying it's like, okay, this Edomite has gained all of these things, has amassed all of this wealth, but he's done it in wickedness, right? And that's something that is, in the land, right? That is something that's in the vibration, and it has to be corrected, right? And that correcting is like, all right, cool, this kingdom ain't right, therefore it has to be translated, it has to be given to another people, okay? And then reading on, I'll just read this last point. It says, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, right, said on Monday the country would listen to nations who wanted to discuss the issue at the summit, but ruled out apologizing for the country's historic role in the trade. And when these guys are just doing all of these things, man, it's just to keep, it's just to keep, what's the word, people pacified, okay? And even, so I just read this, so from the 15th to 19th century, at least 12.5 million Africans were kidnapped and forcefully taken to European ships, taken by European ships and merchants, are sold into slavery, right? Just making it cute. Now they were raped, they were robbed, right? They were tortured, they were brutalized, right? That is your history, right? Esau is the savage, right? On the one, he wants to call everyone else a savage, but he's the ultimate savage. But this is Numbers 35:33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So and once again, that's just to the point, right? Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, right? Galatians 6:7, right? If the land is defiled, then that's the only way to cleanse it, as the scriptures say, right? So all of these, that's what I said. An acknowledgement is enough, an apology isn't enough, and reparations ain't enough, right? The only reparations is you, right? Having you in captivity, right? Which is one of the things that we're looking for. It's one of the reasons we yearn for the kingdom, right? To have you Edomites back in your rightful place at the bottom, right? Because right now we're living in a bizarre world, right, where we've got these Edomites, in positions of power over us. But here it is, they're the basis of men, right? This is Ecclesiastes 10:7. As I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth, right? So these Edomites, man, they're supposed to be, below us, beneath us. They're supposed to be serving us, right? But we serve them. The scripture says, "Shall go to this man in want of all things." Okay, but that's just part of the that's just part of the pain. That's just part of the pain, and one of the reasons why and then part of our judgment, and once again, one of the reasons why we yearn for the kingdom. Genesis 9:6, "Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of the Most High made he man." And Esau spilled a lot of blood, right? We just read it in Exodus, man. Right? Esau shed a lot of blood, right? And therefore the Lord, requires a recompense. Right? And once again, that recompense isn't you. It's like Satan, right? That recompense is you. And the next one is Psalms 137:7. It says, "Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundations thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us." Also, let's break that down. So like you, right, race it, R-A-S-E, means to destroy it, right? And that's basically what these Edomites, said back then. So what they're saying now, right? They want, Israel, destroyed, right? Physically and spiritually. But the Lord is with the scripture says, a man can't do anything against the truth, but for the truth, right? So ultimately, the Lord, this word is gonna prevail regardless of, what kind of actions, right? People try and take. Because at the end of the day, Israel is written to win, okay? But these Edomites, man, have always been trying to destroy the children of Israel. I don't know if I've got it on deck, but Ezekiel 35, right? Sift that's not hated blood, okay? This Edomite has basically always been trying to destroy us. It says, "O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast rewarded us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones," right? And I remember when I first heard this, verse 9, kind of like, oh, that's a bit, it's a bit harsh. But then you start looking at everything that this Edomite has done, right? And we can look at just the captivity that we're in, but then also if you look at in the past, in the different captivities, right? How the Edomite was always there, right? But then when you look into the depths as well of like what actually happened during slavery, once again, Spirit always has me say Esau just makes it seem like we were, we just had you in slavery, like we just read, right, in that article. You just got put in slavery. Not actually going into the depraved things that these Edomites were doing, okay? And when you start reading that, and then you start considering everything that this man has planned, right, all of the different ways in which he's actively destroying Jake, right? When you look at the what do you call these things? When you look at the psychological operations that are being run on our people, like the whole thing with Chris Carver at the moment, where like Jake's like, bro, that ninja got what he deserved, right? Trying to run over police. Of course you got a headshot. Yet Esau's constantly having Jake trying to defend this guy. So F Esau, man, and his little pitneys. Revelation 13:10 says, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints," right? And that's playing into the point, man. Here's the patience and faith of the saints, right? It is one of the things we're waiting for, right? That recompense, right? To have you under our feet, have your necks. In the 2 Thessalonians 1:6, it says, "Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you." So the Lord is cool, right, with revenge, right? And the Lord is going to give us that authority, right, to exact that revenge. Real quick, this is Revelation 2:26. It says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. It says, he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. So that's it. Right? The Lord's going to give, nation of Israel, starting off the elect, power over these nations, man. Okay, well, we going be bashing. We going to be in full control. Okay, total control. Esau wanted total control. The Lord is going to give us total control. Okay, over you heathens. Yep, and I'm just going to end on this one. This is 2nd Ezra 15:56 says, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Right? It's like it. But yeah, it's just a quick one, man. On this article and that, it says, and an acknowledgement isn't enough. Right, and apologies are enough, reparations aren't enough, right? We want you, okay? And look at him in that photo. He must have been like, annoyed. I want to get away from these. This is a joke. When the camera's off, he probably just calls these guys niggas anyway to their face. What can they do? Right? Because right now these are the people that rule the world, right? But it's coming into a time, right, when the children of Israel gonna rule the world, and guys like this are gonna be, under us, right? They're gonna be answering to us, right? So as always, Lord, with us edifying. Till next time we say, Shalom.